I still remember the day I signed the papers for my apartment like it was yesterday. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but from pure joy. After years of working 2 jobs, skipping vacations, and saving every extra penny, that modest 2-bedroom unit in the heart of the city finally became mine. It wasn't luxurious, but it was my safe place, my independence, my future. My name is Eleanor, and for the longest time, I believed family meant unconditional love. I was the responsible one, the daughter who always showed up, who helped with bills when Dad's business struggled, who drove Mom to every doctor's appointment. My younger brother, Marcus, was the golden child, the one who could do no wrong, even when he dropped out of college, switched jobs every 6 months, and still expected everything to be handed to him. I never minded at first. That's what big sisters do, right? I even helped him with rent a few times. But everything changed the moment I bought my apartment. Suddenly, my parents' eyes lit up in a way I had never seen when they looked at me. "Marcus needs a stable home," Mom would say softly. "He's trying to get his life together," Dad would nod and add. "Family takes care of family, Eleanor." I brushed it off. I told myself they were just worried about him. Until the day I came home from work and found the locks changed. My heart dropped as I stood there in the hallway, keys useless in my hand. I called my mom in panic. Her voice was calm. "Sweetheart, we transferred the apartment to your brother. It's better this way. Marcus is starting a family soon. You're strong. You'll figure something out." I felt the world tilt. This wasn't a misunderstanding. They had gone behind my back, used my trust, and quietly signed my home over to my brother while I was at work. My name was still on some old paperwork, but they had convinced a family friend who was a notary to help with the transfer, all because a son needs roots. I slept on a friend's couch that night, staring at the ceiling, tears burning my eyes. How could the people who raised me do this? How could they look me in the face for years and decide my dreams were less important than my brother's convenience? But what I didn't know was that the real storm was only beginning. The weeks that followed shattered me in ways I never imagined. I confronted my parents at their house, voice trembling as I asked why. Mom sighed like I was being dramatic. "Eleanor, you're a grown woman. Marcus has a baby on the way. What kind of sister would you be if you didn't help?" Dad avoided my eyes. "We only want what's best for the family. You'll bounce back. You always do. Bounce back." I had poured every sacrifice into that apartment. Late nights, skipped meals, turning down better job offers just to stay close and help them. And in return, they stole my security and handed it to the brother who barely called unless he needed money. Marcus didn't even have the courage to face me. When I finally reached him, he shrugged over the phone. "Come on, sis. It's just an apartment. Mom and Dad said you'd understand." I felt so small, so disposable. Nights blurred into one another as I cried myself to sleep on that borrowed couch. Anger mixed with a deep, aching sadness. Had I been blind all these years? Was my worth always measured by how much I could give without asking for anything back? I moved into a tiny studio on the other side of town, expensive, noisy, and nothing like the home I had built. Every time I passed my old building, my chest tightened. I saw Marcus's car parked in my old spot, lights on in what used to be my living room. It felt like a knife twisting slowly. I distanced myself from family gatherings. The pain was too raw, but my parents kept calling, acting like nothing had happened. "When are you coming over? We miss you," as if erasing my home was just a minor family decision. Then came the family dinner at Grandma's house, her 78th birthday. I almost didn't go, but something pulled me there. Maybe I needed closure. Or maybe I just wanted to see if anyone would acknowledge what they had done. The table was set beautifully, laughter filling the room as always. Marcus sat there with his pregnant girlfriend, looking proud. My parents beamed at him. I sat quietly, pushing food around my plate. the weight of betrayal still heavy on my heart. Then Grandma, with her sharp eyes and gentle smile, looked around the table and asked the question that changed everything. "Eleanor, dear, how is that lovely apartment of yours? You always said the balcony had the best sunset view in the city. I'd love to visit again sometime." The room went silent. My mother froze mid-sip. Dad's fork stopped halfway to his mouth. Marcus shifted uncomfortably in his chair. I looked at Grandma, my voice soft but steady. "Actually, Grandma, I don't have it anymore." She tilted her head, confused. "What do you mean, child? Did you sell it?" Before I could answer, my mother jumped in nervously. "Oh, it's nothing, Mom, just some family arrangement." Marcus needed it more. Grandma's eyes narrowed. She had always been the quiet strength of our family, the one who saw through everything. "Arrangement," she repeated slowly. "Eleanor worked for years to buy that place."
I remember her telling me how proud she was. Did you take it from her? The air grew thick. My father tried to laugh it off. "It's not like that, Mother. We're just helping the next generation." But Grandma wasn't having it. Her voice, usually soft, carried a quiet power I had rarely heard. Helping? Or stealing from one child to spoil another? That dinner exposed every crack in our family. The excuses, the favoritism, the years of me being taken for granted while Marcus was handed the world. I sat there, heart pounding, watching my parents squirm for the first time.
I didn't plan revenge that night, but Grandma did something I never expected. A few days later, she called me to her house alone. With trembling hands, she handed me an old folder. "I've been watching for years," she said softly. "I knew something wasn't right. Your grandfather left a separate trust for you, one your parents never told you about. It was meant to be yours when you turned 30. They tried to hide it, but I kept the original documents." Inside that folder was proof. The apartment had never been fully transferred legally in a way that couldn't be challenged. There were also funds from my late grandfather, enough to fight back and more. With Grandma's guidance and a good lawyer, I took action quietly, firmly. I filed to reclaim what was rightfully mine. The evidence was clear. The transfer had been done without my full consent, using emotional pressure and misleading paperwork. My parents were stunned when they received the legal notice. Marcus panicked. Suddenly, the golden child had to face consequences. The family friend who helped with the notary faced questions too. Whispers spread through our extended family. The perfect image they had built began to crack. In the end, the apartment was returned to me. Marcus had to move out, back to figuring out his own life. Without my sacrifices propping him up, my parents tried to apologize, but the words felt empty. The trust was broken, maybe forever. I stood on my balcony again one evening, watching the sunset I had missed so much. The same warm light I once dreamed about. Tears came, but this time they were different. Not just of pain but of release. Grandma's question at that dinner didn't just expose them. It reminded me of my own worth. It showed me that silence enables betrayal. But truth, even when painful, brings justice. Today, I keep boundaries strong. I love my family, but I no longer pour from an empty cup. I've learned that real love doesn't demand you disappear so someone else can shine. It lifts everyone equally. If you're watching this and carrying a similar pain, feeling invisible in your own family, know this. Your voice matters. Your dreams matter. Sometimes the quietest person at the table, like a wise grandmother, can be the one who helps you reclaim what was taken. Never let anyone convince you that your hard work is less valuable than someone else's convenience. Stand tall, speak your truth, and remember, the light always finds its way back to those who refuse to stay in the dark. Thank you for listening to my story. If it resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, protect your peace. It's the most valuable home you'll ever own.